Okay. I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room, the furry in the corner that just sits there and gets banished. You know what? There's a lot of talk behind the scenes. Like a lot of the friends that I've made online, I've had a few of them reach out and try and show me a lot of the disparaging side of things when it comes to furries, and in an effort to try and scare me. And I'm like, honestly, you see this stuff everywhere. You see this stuff, the degeneracy everywhere, in every fandom, in every aspect of the human history. You see this type of stuff. And recently, I know for a fact that there has been a couple things that has happened that I have seen, and the way it was dealt with was very swiftly, and it was ousted very, very quickly. And because of that is why I sit there and I go, you know what? Everyone, including the furries, want people to be safe. They don't want this degeneracy. There's certain incidents. I'm going to try and not bring up any of these incidents that I know about, because there's no point. They just perpetuate a stereotype that doesn't exist. And it's like the same thing that we saw with the Magic the Gathering situation with the judges. You know, there was over 12 judges, over a dozen judges that got busted doing stuff in LGSs, in your local game store, when they shouldn't have been there. They were on registry lists and they shouldn't have been there because they're judging and they're around kids. And that's the type of thing that doesn't belong in a lot of our fandoms, in a lot of our hobbies. That's the type of thing that gets completely ousted, and it's been ousted from the general population of a lot of things in society right now. And there's no difference when it comes to each different fandom. It becomes a controversy, yes, on each and every time something like this happens. Look at what was it? MFF, the Midwest Fur Fest years ago, they had a chemical attack because people were disparaging, because they thought furries were completely degenerate. They thought that they deserved death, and they don't. And that's the whole thing here. It's people just trying to live their lives to the best of their abilities, and they have a way to express themselves that is completely different from those that don't understand. It's a completely different fandom. It's a completely different entity in itself. And it's not one that's controlled by a corporation. Let's take this back a step. The furry fandom is not controlled by a corporation. They are independent artists, much like what we see with video games right now, where the indie devs are the ones rising to the top. They're the ones that are showing the AAA games very much the path forward. And the path forward is the independent, the people with those thinking thoughts. And in today's society, in today's world, it hasn't been any easier to sit there and pick up a program, learn that program, and produce something. And that's what's going on. You have Unity, you have Unreal Engine when it comes down to video games, the two big shots there. And just because maybe one of them makes a disparaging game. Look at what's on Steam. Some of the Steam games that are out there are absolutely horrific, and they're not ones that I wish I own or anything like that. But you guys are trolls and gremlins, and you've sent me some absolute crazy ass games that I could never stream. I'm not even willing to start them up because my Discord notification would show what game I'm playing. These are not things that I'm into, and yet you keep sending them to me as gifts. And you know what? Who am I to say? You send me a gift, I'm going to be like, okay, well, I guess I have to accept this. And now it's in my library, and I just sit there and I'm like, there's only been a couple that I've sent back, and for good reason, because I know what the game is. And I said, no, that's not, I don't even want this in my library. In a lot of cases, when I get gifts like that, I just laugh my ass off because it is funny. A lot of it is funny, and a lot of it is that meme culture. And that's the difference here when it comes to learning about furries and learning about the entirety of it. There's a lot of meme culture for it, and they perpetuate the most of it. I love memes, and I love the trolling, and I love this type of stuff. And I fell into this whole community, and I went, they're regular people that just love the same thing I do. They just have a passion for video games. They have a passion for anamorphic creatures in cartoons. One of the biggest cartoons I grew up with was the Raccoons. And listen to the song Run With Us. Go listen to that song. It's a Canadian song, so majority of you have probably never even heard of A, this cartoon, or B, this song. Go listen to that or watch the cartoon, and you might understand a little bit more of why I'm diving deep into this, because it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun of just enjoying things. I'm an old school role player. I used to do live action role playing, and this is no different to that. This just gives you something out of the box, something to more think about and express yourself in a completely different way. And is it degenerate? No, it's quite healthy, actually. Dungeons and Dragons was one of the things that gained me leadership skills, for Christ's sakes. It gave me an outgoing point to sit there and be able to take that into work and do things differently when it comes to my employer and it comes to the work I do. It gives you a sense of being and a sense of accomplishment in that sense before you even have to do it, and it's all in your mind. These are the differences here. And now with the furry conventions, with furry art, with furry everything, you sit there and you go, these things are amazing. Yes, there is a subsect of people that sit there and dive deep into a lot of other things, but that's across the board. Look at anime. Look at some of the anime that's out there. Some of the anime that's out there is absolutely horrific. And it's not the type of thing that I would ever want to be part of or own. And you pick and choose where you want to go. You pick and choose. And those that are willing to sit there and send out the olive branch and say, hey, listen, we know you're new here. We know you're trying to find your way. I've had a couple of those people reach out and they're like, listen, this is how things work. This is what's going on. This is the context behind the meme. And that's all it is. I gotta say, diving into this has probably been the biggest troll that I have ever done in my life. And I absolutely revel in it. Much like most of the other furries. That's the other thing on all of this. Most furries revel in the attention. They revel in just the mocking. And they're going to sit there and they're going to laugh it off because we all know, all of us out there just sit there and we go, you know what? We're living our best lives. We're living our most ideal self at this point. And we can stand tall and be like, so what? Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix in a shadow. I'm signing off here. Have yourselves a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe and do something fun today. Go out there, put in go play some skee ball. Go find an old school arcade machine and put a quarter in it, because you know it's something different to do. You don't get to do that every day anymore. You just sit there, you get up, you go to work, you do something. Go buy a stick of candy or something. Just do something for yourself that's fun. And just think back to this video and go, you know what? He was right. Have yourselves a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.